Hi there, welcome back to Kelly's Homemade Kitchen. Today we are making a baked strawberry / blueberry pie. And when I say baked, meaning unlike the fresh strawberry pie I made a week or so ago on here, where the strawberries were not cooked or baked, today the strawberries and blueberries will be baked inside this homemade pie crust I've already made using the exact same recipe as I did on how to make a perfect pie crust the day we made an apple pie. And something that's trending right now that I think is really neat, instead of using the strips of dough crust on top of your pie to make like a French style or having a solid pie crust on top, there's a new trend where people are taking smaller to medium-sized cookie cutters of stars, hearts, whatever they want to use, and it looks really good. And they just roll them out and just lay them on top here and there, you know, not even totally trying to cover the whole pie, especially with the juices from a strawberry and blueberry pie are going to come up and get on those. This was the closest thing I had to a star. I could have swore I had one, but you'll get the idea. You can use whatever you want, obviously. So first off, we are going to put our berries into this pie crust. So, since these are whole strawberries, I am, as I think you can see here, pretty much putting them in like I did the fresh strawberry pie here the other day. But we're just going to, I probably have more berries than I need, but nothing wrong with that. It's obviously better to have more than you need than not enough. It's nothing worse than being right at the end of something you're trying to make and you didn't plan well enough to realize that you didn't have all the ingredients or whatever, and you get right at the end and, oh my God, I don't have this, or, you know. So always better to have too much than too little. I have been there and it's very annoying. It taught me very quickly to plan ahead and make sure I had the ingredients. Okay. And once we have stuffed all the strawberries in here that we can get in, I'm not going to use that one. Once we can get all of these in that we can, we're just going to start sprinkling blueberries over it. Okay. And here comes the sugar. It takes a lot. It takes a lot, so don't be alarmed. As long as you're not diabetic, you know, and you don't eat like this every day, you'll be fine. So just take, we're going to use about 2 cups of sugar probably, and it will bake and blend in with your berry juices and turn itself into a very delicious syrup that will be in and amongst all your berries inside the pie. Will add to its deliciousness greatly. Okay, and this is a smaller pie, so I'm getting by with actually like 1 cup of sugar. And then we will take our cutouts and just lay them here and there on your pie. Just use your imagination. I wish that I did have the smaller star cutter. I really liked the way that pie looked. That gave me the inspiration to make this. I've made strawberry and blueberry pies before, but I would always generally use the strips of crust on top, do the French style, unless someone requested a solid crust on top. So in this case, got 6 cutouts all together on this. And before we put it in an oven at 425, which I am preheating now, before that, I have made what's called an egg wash, which is just 2 egg yolks, not the whites, and scrambled them up, blended them real well inside a bowl, and I've gotten myself this little paintbrush type thing that's very handy for baking. And I'm just going to go over each one of these cutouts and around the edge. This will ensure a beautifully golden, very pretty pie. And we're going to sprinkle a little more sugar on top of this as well. Okay, just put a little around the edge. It's going to look a little funny now being so yellow, but it won't look like that. Just a little bit from now inside the oven, you'll see it's sort of like a sort of like a suntan oil, I guess you could say. Instead of getting burnt in the oven, it will get a beautiful brown. All right, now we'll just sprinkle a little more sugar on top of your crust cutouts. Okay. This is something I like using, I got from Pampered Chef. You set it on top of your pie before you put it in the oven, and it keeps your outer edge crust from getting too dark too quickly, because that's what happens if you don't. I used to, before discovering this, I would take pieces of aluminum foil strips and put it around the edges, put a toothpick in here and there to hold it, which you can do it that way. This is actually slightly bigger than what I need, so I will have to adjust it halfway through so that the other side gets covered. We definitely want to put this on a cookie sheet or pizza pan. It just makes it so much easier getting in and out of the oven. And as I may or may not have mentioned before, will help your bottom crust not to get too brown. So I'm going to put this in the oven, and as soon as it comes out, I'll be back to show you how pretty and how delicious this easy to make strawberry/blueberry pie is. Thanks for watching. I'll be right back.